let's get some more perspective to this time around the side of government. I've now been joined by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Mr. FEMI ADESINA. Thank you so much for coming into our studio this evening. Do you think what was done by arresting Sowore was right?
The security agencies had to do what they had to do. What does the DSS exist for? It is to nip in the bud anything that can threaten national cohesion, anything that can send society into a tailspin, anything that can lead to anarchy or loss of life. And they did what they had to do.
When leaders of thought are of the fear that what your government has done is wrong, what would you say? Mr. Femi Falana has spoken, Professor Soyinka, they've described these as illegal and immoral.
They are individuals. They have their opinions, and they have a right to it. But their opinion does not constitute the gospel truth.
You always say this, Mr. Falana, and it looks so much like your easy answer to a question. But Nigerians don't want your easy answers tonight. You'll be talking about some of these issues plus some of the plan of the Buhari-led administration. But we'll take a break. Up next on the program is being accusation of intolerance about the security agencies are saying they are very conscious and they're very cautious. They are operating within the ambit of the law. That's what the security services are saying. Is that the truth? We're hearing from the side of government, and that's going to continue when we return from this break. Join us again. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. There's been echoes and loud voices of eminent Nigerians against what the government had done in the case of the arrest of Mr. Sowore, the leader of the revolution now, planned protests to take place in some parts of the country from tomorrow. And we've heard from Chief Michael Zekome, a lawyer, and Mr. Lariwaju Suraj, a rights activist. Now we'll be hearing from the government. Mr. Femi ADESINA, the media advisor to President Buhari, has been talking to us. Thank you so much, Mr. ADESINA, for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, here is a news item credited to a statement credited to President Buhari when he was a candidate of the CPC in 2011. And he was asking that Nigerians at the time to learn from the Egyptian revolution, where for 18 days there was a peaceful revolution which saw Hosni Mubarak removed as the president at the time. So some people are asking the question, so if the president was in the forefront of asking Nigerians to stage a revolution at the time, why is he opposed to people saying they want revolution?
Okay, let me start from where we tapered off originally. You spoke about people like Professor Soyinka, Femi Falana, and the like, and what they have said. If you want a Soyinka person, I had been a Soyinka person almost all my life. I will call myself a Femi Falana person. But are they infallible? No, they are not infallible. Whatever they say needs to be still interrogated and examined. They are credible voices. You need such voices in the country. But you still interrogate what they say because they may miss it.
Did they miss it this time around?
Oh, this time on the protest that was to come up tomorrow and pick in one of the ringleaders, I think they miss it. They miss it.
Why do you think they miss it?
Because no government with legitimacy like this one will sit down, fold his hands, and somebody will say, we are planning a revolution, and you allow him start it.
They call it a democratic revolution,
Oh,
Mr. ADESINA.
they didn't know. They didn't say so. They didn't say so. Rather, I had Suraj Olariwaju saying that APC said what they were doing in 2015 was a democratic revolution. Democratic revolution will come through the ballot box. Anything that is called revolution not coming through the ballot box is at best anarchy in the works.
When it was a planned action, yes. It hasn't even been staged anyways.
So you wait. You wait for anarchy to be unleashed on a polity before you begin to run helter-skelter. No, you nip it in the bud so that it doesn't happen at all.
So is this the style of the president? Because now it's being perceived that the government of the day under President Buhari is very intolerant against dissenting voices.
Now, let me tell you something. President Buhari, as military head of state, between 84 and 85 when he was in office, I think it was the graduation of Yaba College of Technology as a military head of state. He attended and warned that what happened in Sudan a while back, in which the civil populace sacked a military government, could happen. So governments needed to be careful. That was far back, 84. What you quoted him as saying, what year was that?
2011.
2011. It's in the same vein. It's the same as he had said in 1984. Learn a lesson from what happened in Egypt. That was legitimate. In other words, if you twist society like it was done in those countries, then it could happen here. That's what he was saying.
He's asking
legitimate.
for democratic revolution at the time.
No.
In 2011,
no.
He's asking.
No. Quote, read that.
I could read it over and over again.
He was not
that
asking.
Nigerians should.
Rather, he was warning. He was warning, not asking.
Mr. ADESINA,
please read it.
If you are, just a moment.
Okay.
If you're government and criticism, you heard that there is a culture of intolerance, and we've seen it in the case of Zazaki. Those are some of the critics. And if they're talking, that's some of the cases that they cite. That there are court orders asking that some of prisoners be released, but that this government will never yield to such.
It is not the same thing as intolerance. It's not the same thing.
Really?
Wanting to ensure that there is equilibrium in society is not the same thing as intolerance.
Look at what Mr. Falana said.
Yes.
He said the State Security Service should release Mr. Sowore, and he's saying that they should stop embarrassing the president because what they are doing is illegal.
What they are doing is illegal. I'm not a legal person. I won't say whether it's legal or not, but I know that what the DSS has done is within his rights and duty as the agency that ensures that anything that threatens the Federation must be checked.
Is this government afraid of being removed?
Any government that has legitimacy, they are afraid of being removed because it's Nigerians that install the government. Have you forgotten so soon? Less than 6 months ago, about 15 million people elected this president. So who will come and remove him? Who?
What if he's removed by the ballot?
No, that would not happen to
because some of the issues that are being raised and some of the demands of the the movement is the issue of insecurity. Things legitimate issues. 2015, when this government, when President Buhari got in the saddle, things have changed in terms of security. It has moved from the Northeast insurgency. It has moved to a wide range of issues like banditry, kidnapping, assault on people's property, and all of that. So do you think Nigeria still has the confidence in President Buhari?
In Texas and in Ohio, within 24 hours, 29 people were shot dead. Is that enough reason to then ask that Trump be removed?
Those numbers don't match. No, Mr. ADESINA.
One is even.
Are you saying are you saying that you can use that case to defend the reasons why people
one is enough? And
in Nigeria?
Do you know how many mass shootings have happened in the U.S. in recent
times? Are you using
this,
Mr. ADESINA? Are you using that case to defend the reason why people are being killed in Nigeria?
It's not defense. It's not defense. You are using the wrong
Nigerians
word.
are saying
you are
that
using a wrong
when
word.
Nigerians, some of them are saying that they're not happy with the security situation. And some of them have alleged.
Are you happy?
I'm not happy.
Yes.
Is the president
happy? He's not happy.
They are saying he hasn't done anything different. Those are the criticism.
That is their opinion. Because the president is at work. He continues to say it. You have played a clip here tonight when he said that the security architecture will be changed to tackle these issues. So you have played the clip this evening. So how can they claim that the president is not doing anything? He's doing a lot.
All right, look at what the president was quoted as saying in 2011.
Yes.
I guess we'll show you right there on your screen. All right, so my producer will get it to us in a moment. But the big question here is the president just set up a cabinet. One of the, what a lot of people have asked is the president should change his security chiefs. A lot of people have asked for that. Why is the president not doing that?
It's the prerogative of the president. What I've always said is that once you have elected somebody as president, let him then use his prerogative as president to do certain things. For instance, there's no law that says this is when you must change service chiefs.
Even when it's not working any longer?
No, it's an opinion. It's an opinion. It could be your opinion that it's not working, but the president, who is the commander-in-chief, will feel that this is not the best time. That you don't change service chiefs in the midst of turbulence. It's like changing the pilot in the middle of turbulence.
In the light of a report by the Wall Street Journal that about 1,000 Nigerian soldiers were secretly buried in secret graves.
Why would you believe the Wall Street Journal and you will not believe the Nigerian military, which said it didn't happen?
Should the government of the day be worried if you hear that kind of report?
No. If it's a tendentious report, why should you be worried? Why would
the government investigated
Why would you not believe your military, which said it didn't happen?
As the government investigated it.
The military is the one that will give us the authoritative position. And the military has come out to say there was nothing like that.
Let's look at what was quoted, like the president said. Okay, on a final note, Mr. Adesina, with all of this on the ground, there are issues of the minimum wage, there are issues of the economy, and a lot of questions have been asked that the president should take action. For example, taking a decision on Nigerian sitting to restructure this country. Is the president looking at that option?
Not to the best of my knowledge, because the president has always said that that is not the issue, as long as you have a National Assembly in place. The National Assembly can sit to do that. But convoking or convening another conference, another talk shop, to waste money in billions like was done in 2014 may not be the thing that we need now.
So there's a possibility of considering the recommendation of the 2014 conference. Is there a possibility?
You can't rule out anything, because recommendations have come that maybe it could be sent as a bill to the National Assembly, and you know that the party itself is even looking at things in that direction. Nothing can be ruled out. I'm not saying it's going to be done, but nothing should be ruled out. Anything that will help this country, the president would.
On a final note, in a few seconds, a lot of criticism have come. I've had people here in the program and said that the cabinet list does not spark any brilliance.
Before the cabinet came, they criticized. When the cabinet came, they criticized. When the cabinet will be sworn in, they will criticize. Some people are born to criticize.
Mr. Adesina, so when are we going to hear the portfolios be announced?
It's been announced that 15th and 16th, there will be an orientation for the ministers. After the orientation, the next thing will be to inaugurate them. And on the day of the inauguration, the portfolios will also be announced.
Mr. Femi Adesina, Special Advisor to President Muhammadu Buhari. Okay, I understand now that we have the code. Okay. All right. No. Okay, so maybe some other time. Mr. Femi Adesina, thank you for coming on. Well, that's the show. And the eyes have it. And like I say, be on the side of the people, whatever you do. That's how far we're going to leave it and go on the program tonight. My name is Sean Kimale.